First, Monday.com tip. Make sure you start your project with a really clear structure. You can break down the stages into like to do, in progress, and done, and use groups to organize similar tasks together. And this way, everything stays organized and easy to understand at a simple look. So it really helps to keep track of what needs to be done and what's currently being worked on and what's already finished. So it's all about making your project management look much better visually. So I'm going to show you how I would make this look, how I would actually structure my project. So let's say I have a business, a bakery business, and I want to launch a new line of cupcakes for the holiday. Now, here how I will use Monday.com to create a clear project hierarchy to keep things organized. So first, of course, I'm gonna rename the title, the name of the project, to holiday. And here's what I would add here. First, I will break for this holiday cupcake launch. Actually, break the project into different, not steps, but like stages. First, for the project, for groups, I'll break into groups. We have groups. We can add a new group here. Already know probably, and you can just make sure when you create all your items, make sure you can also use, if you want to, you can also add your sub items. So items and sub items. And now just don't be afraid to create groups for each stage in your on your board. But at the same time, I'm also like to mention that you shouldn't make your board too complex with too many groups, columns, or tags, because you can make this more confusing. But at the same time, I'll say it's important to break down your board, your project. And also a tip, when I was working with groups and you find yourself in a situation where you like to move a group, you can actually move a group very easy, like this. And within your groups, you can also move your items very easily. So you can move up and down exactly where you want. So the next thing you should focus on is mastering automation on Monday.com. So if you click on here you should find on Monday.com, you should see here automate, and you click on here, and then here you should find a lot of automations. And then you can set up an automation, and why you should master automations on Monday.com. So when you set up automation, you can smoothly move tasks between stages and notification, assign tasks based on specific criteria. You have the option to do this task manually, but you can use automation to make your process much easier and faster. And it's all about making your workflow more effective, saving you time, a lot of time. So make sure you can actually create and manage your automations. You can create automation like this. What I want to do, I want the status to change to something. I want the status. Okay, select from here, select a column. Select a column, okay, add a new column or add a new sub-item column, but I'll select here, you can add a new column here. Okay, add to the board, and then when the status changes to, but I'll actually just use the first one, because I have some custom labels. So here, if I go right over here, I have this status. Actually, no, it's on a different project, those labels, but you can click on here and then delete the labels, or just actually edit the labels, delete the labels. You can add a new label and then delete label. Okay, so you have a lot of options. But what I was showing you here is that you can go here to board automation, auto automations, and then you can add this status. When status changes to something, so the status changes to done, then notify, let's say notify someone, and I'll select myself for the example of this video, and then here you type your message to personalize with the field. So you can here type the message, subscribe to my channel. What the message I can write here? So user, and then that's it. So done, and then create the automation. And by the way, you can also add another one here, and it's not only 2, you can add as many as you want. And here you can see the history, but now let me show you. So now I'll change the status to done, and now I'll get a notification. Okay, and here's the notification. I received a notification. And also, if I click on this and click on history, it runs successfully. Okay, now the next step is to use formulas, right? Because formulas really allows you to perform calculations within Monday.com. And why this can be helpful? Because this is helpful because like you can automatically calculate budgets, deadlines, or task durations. By the way, this is only available for Pro and Enterprises users. So only for Pro and Enterprises. By the way, you can try this for 14 days, and you'll get for 14 days the Pro version. That's what I'm using right now, just so you know. And now you can click on Add Column right here, and then in the search bar here, you can look for formulas. But why would you do this if you already see formulas here? So let's click on formulas. And here you can create a lot of functions that's helpful. You can see here columns, insert the I for, you can see some details here. And if you click on functions, when you click on this function, it's gonna give you like an overview or just an example, and then what this function does. And you can see here this condition, what this condition, okay, check if condition is met. If so, returns the value. Okay, it's gonna give you an explanation. And if you want to learn more about this function, that's what I found helpful here. Some examples. You can find here a lot of nice examples, formula use cases, and you can find also here the date and time functions. I found this so helpful because when the first time I used this, and you might find this complicated, like the sum and workaround round sum. This is kind of like clear, describes what it does. Also the if clearly explains what it does. Day, hours, minute, same. Also we have constants, so true and false. It gives us some examples here which I found very helpful. And that's those are functions. So, and first of all, those are the formula, and I find this very helpful. So that's a tip to use formula. It can really save you time. Next tip or trick I found very, very helpful is that you don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to create a board from scratch. Let's say you're looking for a project management template. You don't have to create one. It's going to take time. So instead of doing that, you can actually click on this plus, and then here we have templates, and that's the tip. You have templates on Monday.com, which is going to save you a lot of time. You can simply just look for the template you are looking for. Let's say for product management, I can click on here. Then here I can find a lot of great templates for product management, product development, or product roadmap, product roadmap, internal release notes, features, single project. So yeah, Mondaycom really offers a variety of templates for different categories, for different types, for different project types. And these templates are really great starting point. And personally, they really provided me with inspiration when I started using Monday.com, because you can see how they actually structure. You can see an example of a product of a board. If you want to have a visual representation of your projects, you can use timeline view. You can see really provide you representation of your task duration, dependencies. This can be helpful for identifying any problems, delays, and it just helps you with keeping your projects on track. And you can click on here on this plus, and then you can go to expand more. Then here, if you write timeline, you can find here plan and manage time visually in your board, and I can add this to my board. And I can see a presentation of my tasks. And what I like to do here is to dock this widget so I can see this full. Okay, so now Monday.com integration, another tip that I found very helpful. So you can go to on Monday.com, and here, so right here you should see integrate. You click on that. And why I'm saying this is helpful, because this just will streamline your workflow and keep all your projects or project informations in one place. And you can integrate with many popular tools like Slack, Dropbox, Google Drive. You can see here is so many options you have. So many popular GitHub, emails. Of course, you can integrate with email. You have here, you can see Stripe. And once you click on that app that you want to integrate, and once you have integration, you can use those automations, which I mentioned in this video. And you can create stuff like this. In this workspace, when a task is added to this project, create an item and sync all the future changes from Asana. Really great. So yeah, those are the tips I found very helpful on Monday.com. I hope you found this helpful. Make sure you subscribe for more tutorials if you found this helpful, and like this video. Also, if you have more questions, leave your questions down below.